filming.
Hey deadly discoverers, welcome to the second part of Working Wednesday. So last week we showed you what happens when we get a new snake in, and we would just put it into quite a small tub. I went into a tub this size. We had everything in there that he needed. So this is our second stage where he's going to move out of that tub into a larger enclosure. So this enclosure, it's glass all the way around, and we want that specifically so that this snake will get used to movement. So then when he finally goes into a display enclosure, he doesn't react to movement of people walking past when they're looking at him. But this is still fairly confined. He's still in the quarantine process, so we still keep it fairly confined and fairly simple setup, so it's nice and easy to clean. So I've already put in the substrate, which is just some of this paper. So this is actually a utility bedroll. Okay, so you can buy this from any sort of healthcare suppliers and things like that. Makes really, really good, easy. It's like a massive bit of paper towel, really. So very easy to clean substrate. So we've done the substrate in. It's going to have its water bowl. So we're going to have a water bowl down at one end. I might put that one over there. I'm going to put in a hide. Sorry, this is just a little terracotta saucer. We chipped a little bit out, so it makes a perfect hide. So that can go in there. We're going to put in some sticks for climbing. And snakes like to climb. And I do need to stabilise those sticks so they don't fall down. So that's what these rocks are for. So we'll pop the rocks in as well. And these will create a few little holes and hiding areas for him too. We does still need a name, by the way, so please come forward with a name for our little children's python. Okay, so we've got the rocks there, stick in. Let's put another stick in there for climbing. Oh, get that one in just about. There we go. And a plant so it looks pretty. Girls like pretty things. Don't think the snake will care, but we'll put that in. There's a plant. Now let me just make sure these aren't going to flop around too much. I want that one in the corner to hold that down. It's a little bit floppy. Just try and wedge this in a bit better. There, that feels pretty stable. A bit better than that. There we go. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's just going to lean on there. Obviously I would put water in the water bowl. So next thing, this is going to be the cool zone where the water bowl is. His hide is going to be sort of the mid zone. So I'm going to put in some heat. When he was in the smaller tub, we went for a heat cord on a heat top. Now we're going to change to a heat lamp. So this is going to go the other side to the water bowl. And that will obviously get plugged in. So, I mean, it's good to have a heat light because that should encourage the snake to actually come out and bask. When you have just a heat cord or a heat tile at the bottom of the enclosure, then the animals will either just sort of stay down there and perhaps hide very close to that heat source rather than come out and bask. So this lamp should hopefully get him out, moving around and climbing up the branches to bask under the hot spot. We know from experience, at 40 watt bulb in here, it's going to be absolutely fine temperature wise, so we're not going to worry about having a thermostat with this. It's a big enough enclosure for him to be able to move around where he needs to move around. So next thing I've got to do is put the doors back on. Don't want him to escape. Children's pythons, a little bit like Stimson's pythons, they are notorious escape artists. So let's just put these doors back in. Whoa, how did that go? There we go. That one. And the second one. Okay. That's in there. And we have a lock ready to lock him in. So let's get him out and see how he's doing, and we'll pop him into his new environment. Little no-name snake. So here he is. All snuggled up in a Panadol box. So I'm not going to disturb him. I know he's doing alright. He's looking so tiny in there. So I'm just going to pop this Panadol box straight into the new enclosure, and he will come out when he feels comfortable It might not be till later on today. So there we go. Put the lock on. Perfect. So that's our second stage. And we'll be back next Wednesday and we will show you setting up the big display enclosure, which will be the final stage. That means the quarantine is all over and he has become fully part of our education centre. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, no snake is dangerous if you leave it alone. Please do forward your suggestions for a name for this little children's python. I believe he is a male. And if you've got any questions about husbandry or looking after pet snakes or pet reptiles, then yep, just give us a buzz. Alright, thanks guys.